Welcome to BuildEdge. I'm Keymark Product Manager Aaron Dietzen, and I want to walk you through the basics of inputting and editing roofs in BuildEdge PLAN 3.0. I'm going to hop into SketchUp here. I got some walls input here, some different height walls. I'm going to go into the roof mode. And the important thing to know about a roof is based on a polygon, so a multi-sided shape. Each side of that shape will have its own properties on it. So each line that makes up the polygon around the roof will have these sets of properties displayed right here. First thing is slope. What is the slope going to be? And I can put that slope in slope over 12, which is a standard, or I can actually type in a number which will default to degrees if I want to put that in that way. We're going to put a standard slope. There are other slope types that we'll talk about in a different video. In this case, we'll just put a standard one. A standard slope is sloping perpendicular to the line it's drawn on. So it's a standard way a roof goes in. We'll see this. A lot of this will make a little more sense once we actually see a roof go in. Next option we have here is roof type. Is it a truss roof or a rafter roof? In the case of a truss roof, we have the option of setting the overall heel height. That's a distance from where the line is drawn on top of the wall to where the top of the roof is at that point. The board width, so the overhang that sticks down, how big is that if it was measured perpendicular to the slope. Overhang length, which is measured horizontally across the building, and then a cantilever length I can input. If I change this to rafter, I do, instead of having this heel height, I do change to a rafter seat cut. Just to show you what these two different roof types are like, I'm going to switch to another model that I already have drawn, and this is just a cross section of a truss roof. So this is a truss roof cross section. My truss roof is going to look like this, where I have from here straight up to here. That is going to be my overall heel height. This measure perpendicularly at 90 degrees, this is the board width. From this wall horizontally measured out to this vertical line right here is my overhang length. If this line was pushed this way, I'd actually have a cantilever length. Right now it's set to 0, so it's right on top of the wall. But that shape right there is the shape of a truss roof. If I pan over here, oh, there we go, it's way over there. This is a rafter roof. So what I have here is, here's my wall. This perpendicular measurement right here is my board width. And again, in the case of a rafter roof, instead of a heel height, which is a vertical measurement here, I have a seat cut. This is a horizontal measurement right here. So this measurement right here is my seat cut. In this case, this roof, I have a 2-inch seat cut. So that's this horizontal measurement. Idea being the rafter comes down, is notched to sit on top of the wall, and continues on the other side. Overhang again, horizontal dimension from the end here to the wall or where that line is. So that's what I see for a rafter roof. So I just wanted to show you those different roof types so they made a little bit more sense. And again, as you play with this, the great way to learn is just to draw some of those roof types in, and then you'll actually get to see how to interact, or how to create those different roofs. And you can have combinations of those different roof types in a single roof if you want. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and draw a couple roofs in. I have some walls, some sets of walls here. I'm going to go ahead and just draw some in so you can see how they work. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the draw roof line. And what that's going to let me do is pick where I want to draw a wall, or where I want to draw a line as part of this roof polygon. So I'm going to do is I'm going to just start tracing around these walls. Click, click. You can see as I click each of these lines, I'm getting blue lines. A blue line tells me that that line is tied to a wall. Right here, if I click a line over here, it's a pink line because it's not connected to a wall. This is real important for the idea of keeping my building connected. If I grab this wall and move it, this line is going to come along with it. This line right here is pink, is out in space. That means it's not connected to a wall at all, so no matter how I move other walls around, that line will never move because of a wall move. I'm going to undo a couple of those, and I'm going to continue clicking around here. Right here I have a change in height of the walls. If I just come and click down on this end, it's going to know there's a wall change there, a change in height, so it's going to automatically jump up to this taller height. I get a little pink dotted line representing a shift in the baseline here to this line up here. So I keep clicking around, click here, I'm going to rotate my model like that. And again, I'm going to click down just at the bottom. I don't have to force that vertical transition. It does it for me because I'm drawing on top of walls. If I was drawing on top of a shape other than walls, just SketchUp lines or out in space, it wouldn't know to make that transition. That only works if I'm drawing on top of walls. Alright, once I click this last line, it's going to do a couple things. One is it's going to go to X-ray mode. Two, it's going to actually draw my roof. So I'm going to click, there's my roof. So each side of this roof then is drawn with a 612 truss roof, 8 inches overall from where I drew that line to the top of the roof vertically, with a 3.5 inch top chord going on a 2-foot overhang. So that is my roof. If I look at it from the top here, I can see there's my transition, that step up in the exterior wall, and see all the other lines are figured out. It figured all that geometry for me. I want to see it without X-ray. I can see that. X-ray is really nice because one of the things you can see with X-ray is you can actually zoom in here and see the different pieces of the roof. So I can see right here, here's this step up, then the overhang, back up. So I can see all that information with the X-ray mode. It's a nice way to do my input because I can see through to the walls, that sort of thing. I can turn it off if I want, or if I don't turn it off, as soon as I accept the roof, it'll go away anyways. Speaking of which, at this point I have two options, accept or abandon. If I hit abandon, it's just going to throw the roof out, it's going to delete it. If I hit accept, save changes, now I have a roof on top of my walls. Do a couple more inputs here and then we'll talk about editing. Another option I have for inputting a roof is if I click on this little down arrow below draw roof, I can switch to pick line. Pick line allows me to hover over a wall and choose that line. If I try to get here up to on the top, it can get a little tricky. You can see there I'm switching back and forth between different sides of the walls. The easiest way to use pick line is to pick the face of the wall you want to use. So I'm just going to pick on the outside. When I pick on this taller wall, it's automatically going to transition. I can just spin around here, clicking the outsides of walls. This really makes input go fast. Once I click that last side, my roof shows up. Looks familiar. Alright. On this last section, I'm going to input another roof. This one's going even quicker than the last ones because what I'm going to use is this command, which is auto roof. When I click auto roof and I hover over a closed ring of walls, even if they're different height, it finds that and shows it to me. If I click while that outline is showing up, it'll put my lines there and give me that completed roof. Again, I can hit accept to save that. If I want to make changes, I can come in at any point with just regular SketchUp select and click on the roof. When it highlights, I can hit edit roof outline. It takes me in the same view I had before when I was doing input. At this point, I can make changes. I can select a line, I can tell it to turn the slope off. Apply changes will update, and that gives me a gable instead of a hip. If I want to move a line, so out here I actually want this line to, go select, pick this line, I can actually grab it and move it, pull it off of that wall like that. I can change any of the properties, so if I want to pick this line right here and I want to actually make that a 1-foot overhang instead of a 2-foot, I can make that change. All that can be accepted or rejected by hitting abandon or save. And of course the other thing I can do once I get out here is I can move walls, and because those lines are connected, the walls and the roof move together. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at buildedge@keymark.com or visit www.buildedge.com online. Thank you very much.